standing between you and where you need to be in life, there are enemies to your progress. Your objective, therefore, is to go to war. That's a big problem because people have acquiesced and settled and made peace with the circumstances that resist them, with the people that resist them, with the problems in themselves that are resisting them. They have made peace because they haven't been able to win. They haven't been able to overcome. They haven't been able to achieve. And so they just learn to settle. They learn to put up with it. I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to make peace. I want you to do what's necessary to get the fire stirred up in you again and released some fury. We defined in the first episode the word infuriated as a synonym for anger. That infuriating means to be filled with fury, a righteous kind of fury that doesn't settle for certain things. And so fury is a healthy rage to make things right. Fury is a healthy rage to make things right. And as I also said, a lot of people don't want to get too emotional in an angry sense because they're afraid they'll become like the angry people that have hurt them in their own life. And they've made a vow to themselves not to be that. Or they just simply don't want to be out of control. The word anger is a negative term, and so they think somebody who's angry is someone who flies off the handle or who's out of control, not in control of their emotions. So anger is a bad thing. Let's stay away from it. No. Fury is understood as a healthy rage to make things right. You need to be disappointed in things. You need to be infuriated with things. Otherwise, they won't change. If, as a society, we tolerated things like child abuse, we wouldn't do anything about it. If we tolerated cancer, we wouldn't do anything about it. There's those T-shirts, you see them all the time, that says, "Fuck cancer." Well, that's a good example of healthy anger, of healthy displeasure. You've got to have it, or steps won't be taken to overcome it. Steps won't be taken to have victory over these things. So it's important that we be filled with a measure of healthy anger in order to make things right. I talked about how people can be angry at circumstances. I talked about how they can be angry with themselves. But then I talked about the healthy form of anger. When you know that you have so much more in you, when you know that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve, but there's something standing in your way. And that's where you need to direct your anger. You don't need to settle or make peace with that. That's where you need to direct your anger. And so I asked the question, what's the balance between healthy and unhealthy anger? What will help you to assuage your fear that giving into anger would lead to something bad? We've all, and maybe this is part of the problem, but we all recall, I believe it's Empire Strikes Back, the second of the Star Wars original movies, where Luke is encountering his father, Darth Vader, and Darth is trying to bring him over to the dark side. So he's trying to provoke Luke to wrath, provoke him to anger. And so he keeps telling Luke, give into your anger, Luke, give into it. But Luke knows if he gives into his anger, that would transfer him to the dark side of the Force. So I think that's in people's mind, that if they give into some form of anger, that somehow they're going to go to the dark side. You're not going to go to the dark side. There's a healthy way to be angry. And what is it? You can be angry, as I said, at the resistance that you confront or that stands in your way, so long as you are equally in love with wisdom and the principles that govern success, achievement, or personal change. That's the balance. That's the balance. You must be equally in love with something else as you are angry at resistance. That's the key. Because if you're just angry at resistance with no love for wisdom, no love for principles, then yeah, you are going to go to the dark side. You are going to be given to out of control emotions. You are going to become destructive. You must balance it with an equal love for wisdom, principles, things that govern transformation, change, and success. I really hope that coin drops in you right now, because that's a nugget right there. That you need this emotion of anger in order to push through where you are right now. You're just not pissed off enough. But so that you don't give in to something that, is an out of control emotion, it's got to be balanced with an equal love for wisdom and the principles that govern good things, a love for morality, and whatever your personal moral code is. Ours is all pretty much the same, to do good unto others and that sort of thing. But so long as there's that balance, you are not going to be given over to the dark side. You will not be given over to out of control emotions. You will not become like those people that you swore you would never become. Can you dig that? I hope you can.